Hello, Kansas City. Stephen St. John here with the latest episode of Hot Mic with SSJ. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Patrick Carter from Farmers Insurance, kcfarmersagent.com. You reach out to Patrick Carter if you need anything when it comes to insurance. He's local, and he's awesome, and he loves this podcast, so we love him. Also, our friends with CBD American Shaman. You can get any one of their wonderful products, like the pre-rolls, the cones, or the gummies, or the topical cream. It's all very good at cbdamericanshaman.com. I love it. I swear by it. And then, of course, we have our wonderful friends at KC Grilling Company. kcgrillingco.com is where you need to go for more information about everything they have to offer, whether it's rubs and seasonings, barbecue sauces, injections. I had 3 injections in my spine. They had nothing to do with it. So those are not good injections, but they have great injections and marinades, grills, smokers, outdoor kitchens, kcgrillingco.com. All right. There's our wonderful sponsors. Thank you for sticking with us. The road's been bumpy, but as Leabo said, we got smooth sailing ahead. We're gonna
smooth
kick ass now.
Sailing.
So,
well, here's the deal. We haven't had a chance to talk to you with our faces in a while because you had a back surgery, Spinal, a couple of weeks ago, and you've been on the air, but you've been doing it from your luxurious estate north of the river. And we hadn't had a hot mic in a hot minute, right? So we need to get you back on here. We're not going to ask you to show your scar or anything like that. But how are you doing a week and a half out of this surgery?
I'm doing well. It's been a long process. So when did I have the surgery? October 10th? Does that sound right to you?
It was a Monday.
I have no idea what fucking.
It was the day the Raiders and Chiefs played. Did you watch the Raiders and Chiefs game?
I did, kind of.
Yeah, okay.
I was loopy. I'm serious. This more so than any time in my life, except maybe when I had that battle of COVID, I've had no concept of what time it is, what day it is. It's just I've been in la-la land. But so I had the surgery early in the morning at University of Kansas Health System main campus. Dr. Joshua Bunch, fantastic. And so they took care of, I think surgery lasted about an hour. And so then they didn't know whether or not they were going to keep me overnight, and they decided I could go home, which I was very thankful for. And then Susan has been taking care of me for the last 10 days, and the kids have been awesome. My son Richie was just here stopping by to say hello to me and visiting me, and you guys had a chance to talk before we started the podcast. And so, hey, I want to thank all the people that reached out, whether it's been via text message or Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, a lot of people that were very nice, just saying, and it does mean a lot when you're kind of down and out, when someone reaches out to say, I hope you feel better, or look forward to, seeing you back on TV or hearing you on the air. We miss you. And so that helps. And I read all of those and I pleasured myself. And that's not what I did.
That's not what you did. God damn, he's in a state of euphoria right now. He's on these pills. Don't be like this, Stephen. All right, tell me this. We've talked several times.
I treated those messages like they were the Queen's feet.
I want you to tell me this. What's been the worst part of this so far? The removing of the dressing or the trying to poop?
Trying to poop because the removing the dressing. Well, for those moments that sucked because it was the bandage was stuck into the sutures. It was Susan so patient, and it was in the shower and I was fucking that was bad.
You're not having wet baths.
The pooping part of it. Well, no, horse bath.
Horse bath.
Yeah. She's the one that said it too, because the nurse told her he can't be in the shower or the bathtub. She'll have to give him the sponge bath. And this is why she's my wife. She looked at me with kind of that funny look, and then when we got in the car, she said, "You know what they're talking about, right?" And I was kind of looped. I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "I'm going to give you a horse bath." I said, "Oh boy, I'm looking forward to this. This might make surgery worthwhile." And so, that was bad changing that, because I had to leave the bandaging on for a full week before you could take it off. And I wanted to see what was in there.
You can't see it. It's on your back.
But no, I know. But she takes pictures, a lot of pictures. I sent you a picture, or I sent Marco.
Yeah, we got a picture. We've seen.
Right. Let's not show that on the air, by the way. And so that's That's privacy.
Privacy.
It's the HIPAA Act or something.
It's as private as the Queen's feet.
So the pooping part of it, yeah, that is. So you have to take as part of the medicine. They give you a stool softener. They have to drink twice a day. And first time I didn't really have to go for a couple of days. But the first time I had to go, you're not thinking, and you push, and you go, and that was very painful. And so, yes, pooping has not been something that I look forward to like I normally do. It's not been a pleasurable experience. And so,
is it getting better, though?
Pooping's been the roughest thing.
Are you pooping better now?
Not really. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right. It's not. No. It has not been a good part of this.
All right, so let's say, when's the last time in your life you felt 100%? Like 16 years old? I don't know. I haven't felt 100% in forever. So,
fuck.
When were you 100%? Like when you're fighting?
Ever?
And down to weight?
Probably the best I ever felt in my life would have been in 1995 and 96 when I fought in the gloves and I fought pro, and so that would have been like the summer of 1996 when I was 23 years old. I weighed under 200. I was in terrific shape. I was lifting a lot. I was running a lot. Yes, so that would have been my peak, and it's been all fucking downhill since then.
All right, so because the couple of years where kind of the world was shut and there was COVID and all that, then you got COVID, you got sick. Tell me what you felt your percentage was, not the day of the Super Bowl, because we know you had a rough night the night before the Super Bowl, but the week of the Super Bowl, when we're in Miami, we're going to clubs inside American Airlines Center. We're going out for fancy meals on South Beach. What'd you feel there? Were you an 80%, 70%? What were you of your peak?
Oh, that week, that was the time of my life. I felt great that week.
So you were feeling like
days.
90% or something of what you felt like when you were fighting?
So.
Okay. So
I remember like one day we were there at Radio Row all day long, and I brought clothes with me because you said we didn't have enough time to go back.
And you tried to put a dumb suit on and run through the streets. You were dumb.
No, I didn't do that. No, and I went and took a horse bath.
Another horse bath
in the bathroom, and I changed my clothes, and we went to the Miami Heat game.
We did. That was a horse bath.
And that was a full bit.
Miami,
right.
the Miami Convention Center, where Muhammad Ali won, or Cassius Clay won, a heavyweight championship. So you had a horse bath where history happened.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So
and look, and then those were long days, and I felt great.
So you felt great. So tell me what you felt like last Sunday before you had the surgery. Where are you on the percentage of feeling good about your body and your life? 5%?
Like you talking about mentally too?
Yeah, all of it. Put it all together.
Oh gosh, 50% maybe. I felt Sunday was fucking terrible because I've got OCD anyway, and I fucking worry about shit. And it's their job to tell you about all the risks. And everything.
Does that mean the part where you asked me 1,000 times, like if you were going to wake up or anything? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, look, I've got a bicuspid aortic valve, and there's
Bragger.
risk there because I have a heart issue, and I'm portly. I'm pleasantly plump, and so that doesn't help either. But because when you ever have a heart issue, that it makes you wonder. It scares you.
Your heart's too big.
I've only been that's right, because I love everyone. I've only been under twice. Once for shoulder surgery, and once for that anal reaming I got, the colonoscopy.
That's called a colonoscopy. It's preventive health. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'll do it again.
Yes.
And so I was nervous, but they were everyone, the whole staff there, they were great. My surgeon was great. My specialist, Dr. Casey Smith, who I was seeing before I went to surgery. He was awesome. Everybody was great, and they did their best to alleviate my fears. But they knew like the day of, so I go. So this is the other thing that was fucking weird. And so they tell you the night before you have to have surgery, they give you like a little bottle of this special antibacterial soap, right? And so you have to take a shower where you take a normal shower and you clean yourself like you normally would, but then you have to scrub yourself down neck to toe with a special antibacterial soap, and then you have to stand there for 2 minutes and let it soak in without touching, without scrubbing it, let it soak into your skin, and then rinse it off, and then you have to immediately put on fresh, clean pajamas right out of the laundry. You have to lay in fresh, clean sheets, right out of the laundry, and that. So then you go to bed, and you can't eat or drink anything after 11 o'clock. Then you wake up the next day, and you got to do the same fucking thing. You got to wake up, you got to take a shower like you normally would, but then scrub yourself down with the other half of the bottle of this stuff, and it has a kind of a funky smell to it. But then scrub your body down and stand there for 2 minutes, let it soak in, and then rinse it off, and then put your clothes on. They got to be fresh cleaned, right? And then go right to. And I'm doing this at fucking 4:15 in the morning,
right?
Which wasn't fun because I had to check in at 5:30, and then you go. I checked in, and then they had me back there in post-op for like an hour, and that's what's good. You know what's a really good thing is to just leave me with an hour to my thoughts. That's fucking great.
Where am I?
So I went through every fucking scenario in my fucking head.
Let's say
in those 60 minutes.
You had the surgery. You were feeling like crap on that Sunday. You wake up, you bathe yourself with these soaps, and then when you got home on Monday afternoon, where were you percentage-wise feeling? Worse or better?
I felt pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot better because I woke up. I go, okay.
Step
I don't
one.
have to be worried about that now.
Wake up.
Okay, I'm good. I'm here. And then number two, and so I don't know where so this is kind of funny. So the guy that they have volunteers or people that work there that just put people in the wheelchair and then wheel them out to the valet or to the front of the hospital, right? And so then Susan was looking for me, and Richie was something wires got crossed, and he starts wheeling me out, and he's hitting bumps. I'm thinking, fuck, man, slow down.
Easy.
And we go out there, and I say, hey, I don't think my wife's gonna be out here. He goes, I think she is. I go, I don't think anyone's told her that I'm been released to the wild yet. And I go, we still have to go. And I was cognizant enough that we still have to go get my medication here in the pharmacy here in the main floor of the hospital. So he wheels me back around, and we're in there, and we can't find Susan. And so then finally I find Susan and find Richie, and they take me out into the car, and Richie had driven separate, so he helps get me in the car. And I'm feeling pretty good at this point. My back hurts, but my leg doesn't hurt at all, and that's one of the things I was having surgery for because awful pain in my leg. So I was, I'm still coming out of the, this is like, I don't know, 10 o'clock maybe. And so I just had 11 o'clock. I just had surgery. And so I felt pretty good right there. I was ready to tackle the world. And so I said, and I don't know, I go, where are we, we're right by Emo's Pizza, aren't we? And I said, I'm going to want to eat later, or maybe now or whatever. So let's go get a pizza to take home, which was stupid. She should have just taken me right home, but she took me. And the manager at Emo's is a fan of the station and listens, and he recognized her and said, "Hey, tell him speedy recovery." And he gave me a big mug and a nice note. Yeah,
that's nice.
And so then, of course, there was a Wendy's right next. So I want a strawberry frosty.
Well, you're stopping everywhere you see to eat.
Well, so something happened. You'll like this. Don't fucking say anything. And so apparently they had some issues with the tube going down my throat, my breathing tube for, there's so many fucking things you can say.
I'm not going to say anything.
And when I woke up, my lip was like fucking swollen really big and a little bit bloody. And then inside my mouth, there were some abrasions on my tongue and like on my cheek. And it kind of felt like when I used to spar, because I used to get hit all the fucking time. That's why I quit boxing. But it was a big balloon lip. And so I felt I needed something cold to soothe me.
Right.
But then, I made the mistake of telling a few of my friends when they asked, hey, how you doing? So when my lips swell, my throat hurts. And they said, you should be used to having things shoved down your throat.
Well, you were trying to gobble up that tube.
I think Susan says, you were probably trying to talk because you don't ever shut up.
So Ben's going to put these pictures up now. Susan sent us a whole bunch of pictures. You're going to put them up right now. I'm fucking kidding. There's no pictures. I was joking.
Oh, fuck you. I was waiting for that. I don't want no pictures.
But so you were at one point in your life, you felt great. and then you get old and you're feeling bad, and then you felt like shit because your leg hurt and your back hurt and all that stuff. You're 10 days off this thing. You're getting better every day, a little piece better every day?
Yes.
How close are you going to get to 100% in your life?
Fuck. That's the goal, right? So let me tell you something. I've had back problems off and on for the last decade or so. And I've gone to a chiropractor, usually been able to fix it. And I hurt my back on August 1st, my first day of training camp. I was getting dressed, grabbing stuff so I could, in a hurry. And I stood up, and it felt like someone stabbed me in the fucking back.
I remember.
And it got so bad where I couldn't move around up at training camp. I still went to practice and everything. Don Proctor was making fun of me, but then they realized I was really fucking hurt. And, Mitch Holtz was coming over and talking to me about it.
This is a funny, long joke. You went all the way through surgery on that faking your hurt back thing.
No shit, right? And it hurt. But it fucking, like, I had to sit sleeping up. I had to sleep sitting up. So I'm just a little loopy. And then it hurt so fucking bad for the first 4 or 5 weeks. But then I went and had a couple of injections in my spine after I saw a specialist. And that took care of my back problem. It made it feel better. But then the fucking pain went into my leg. Dude, let me tell you something. I've had a few things in my life where I felt like the pain was unbelievable. Like right after I had shoulder surgery, I had a couple of anchors put on my shoulder, and that fucking sucked. This pain in my leg was unlike anything. And it was, and the way my disc was hanging out between L4 and L5 and smashed up against the nerve roots. So when I would lay down, there would be more pressure on my leg. So when I would lay down, it felt like my fucking calf or my knee was going to explode. So I couldn't lay down. Thankfully, I have an adjustable bed, so I sit up a little bit and sleep. But even then, I'd sleep for those 4 or 5 weeks before surgery. I was averaging maybe 2 hours or 3 hours of sleep a night, and my leg never stopped hurting. The best was when I would stand up and I could deal with it. Sitting down was painful after a while. Laying down was awful.
Right.
And it was fucking terrible. And that's why, and I went back for a second round of injections at the hospital. I tried therapy. I tried medication. I tried a medication called gabapentin, which is supposed to help with nerve pain. I tried everything until finally I met with a surgeon, and he said, I think I can fix this. I think I can help you. I said, well, I've tried everything else, and I'm waving the white flag. Let's do it. And you know what? Sign of the cross, praise Jesus. Since surgery, my leg has not hurt.
That's beautiful.
And that's been unbelievable. Because that's the big thing that you don't know if it's. And who knows? There might be some issues because they did say some pain may come back, and it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster. But that terrible pain in my leg's been gone, and I am so fucking thankful.
Well, that's good. So you told me the other day that you've been having some weird dreams because of probably these pills you're on. Can you remember any weird dreams you've had over the last few days?
Shit.
Are they so weird you can't remember them?
No, well, fuck. Well, so one dream, I was back in Northeast, my old neighborhood, and I was at my original house where I grew up at 507 South Jackson. That was right up the street from Burger Biggie's. And I was trying to get to my house of my teen years at 128 North Van Brunt. And it was like a fucking war zone, almost kind of like a video game or a movie where I'm like all this shit's going on, almost like Escape from New York. And I'm trying, my dad's involved.
Are you Snake
My mom's
Plissken?
involved. Fuck, maybe. And all this shit it was so vivid. And I kept thinking, I'm not going to fucking make it to my house. And like, even Susan was there. There's people from different timelines. It was fucked up, but it was so real. And I there's a lot going on in that dream. That was one that stands out to me. Last night I had a fucking dream, and I ain't fucking mowed a lawn in decades. I had a fucking lawnmower.
This is your inner Grinky. You just want to cut grass.
It was like 5 a.m. And I was trying to hurry up because I was getting ready to go in there at 6, and I was going from place to place trying to get my fucking lawnmower fixed. And then I went to one place, and it was clearly a fucking meth lab. Oh, right.
Yes.
And they had my fucking, and somehow they had my lawnmower, and I was trying to pick up my lawnmower.
These motherfuckers. But
they wouldn't give it to me. These fucking meth heads, these motherfuckers had my lawnmower. So does that give you any type of
vivid?
And also here's the deal, fucking bad deal. you watch shit like House of the Dragon, and then you start watching the fucking Dahmer series, and then I watch Halloween Ends.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to lead to pleasant dreams.
No, those aren't good dreams. You should be watching something
By the way,
else.
Halloween Ends fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And I've been a big fan of the Halloween movies, and I gave this thing a chance, and I thought they're going to do it right. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. They're going to end this thing, and they're going to pay the right respect to a character of Michael Myers level, and that fucking movie sucked. I watched that movie. That fucking movie, Michael Myers was barely in it. It wasn't even about Michael Myers. Anyone that watches it, because you can stream it on Peacock instead of going to the movies. That's all I wanted to say.
Don't watch
very disappointed. Fucking 2 thumbs down for Halloween Ends.
Okay,
fuck that movie.
Tell me this. They gave you the bottle of stuff to bathe yourself in. We know you're a bear. You're covered with hair. This was before they shaved your back with Valyrian steel. Is that correct?
Yeah. I don't know, because they told us, don't shave on your own. We'll shave you.
We'll shave you.
You better have some good shit. Yeah, Valyrian steel to shave this shit. So, yeah, they shaved my back, which, man, whatever nurse had to do that, I hope she got double pay. Because that.
Is it coming back?
I know that, look, doctors and nurses are just like us, right? They have senses of humor.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you there were some fucking wisecracks about my fucking back when they saw that shit.
Look at this carpet.
It looked like a fucking pelt that was laying on my fucking back. So.
Yeah,
but they did it.
They did it.
But now it's already growing back.
Yeah, of course it's growing back. Your beard grows back in 2 seconds. I suppose your back hair is the same way. So,
yeah,
you're feeling better. You're on the mend. That's good news. We need to talk briefly, because we haven't talked for a little bit, about the House of Dragon. You mentioned the feet.
Fuck.
What is going on with the Queen's feet on House of the Dragon?
Dude, we're watching that scene, and I didn't pick up on it. I'm not myself. You know what? My mind's all over the place. And Susan and I are we're watching that thing, and then when she takes her shoes off and puts her feet up on the table, and Susan goes, "Oh, he wants to see her feet." I go, "What?" I thought the Queen was just like, "Oh, this has been a hard day.
Rough
take
day.
my shoes off and
Put these puppies up." Yeah.
I wasn't thinking. Usually, I'm the first one that thinks of some type of perversion, and it wasn't this time. It was Susan goes, "Oh, he wants to see her feet." I go, "What?" And then she takes her stockings off. I go, "What the fuck is going on?"
See them bear dogs.
And this guy just went right at it, right there in front of the Queen.
In front of the Queen.
And that, I don't fucking know what to say about that. I hate that fucking guy.
Yeah,
that
he's
son
trouble.
Of a bitch. I don't like him at all.
These guys off in the shadows are always trouble.
This last episode was fine, but you got to have. They didn't have Damon enough in this thing. I miss Damon. When he's on like the best scene so far, I think, of the entire season was he told that fucking guy. He said, "Say it." He goes, "Her children are bastards." And then he just the icing on the key goes, "And she is a whore." And the fucking old ass king's getting up to try to defend. He gets his fucking daggers. "I'll have your tongue for this." And by the time he said that, Damon cut that fucking guy's head off. He goes, "Let him keep his tongue."
He can keep his tongue.
He told him, say it. Say it, motherfucker.
He dared him.
So
this thing's going to end this weekend, right? This is the last one this weekend, so we'll see where it all goes.
Oh, that sucks, man. It's 10 episodes, that's it?
I think that's what it is, and they'll be, they got 3 more years coming, so there'll be plenty to go. It'll be a good Sunday for you.
And we got the Jon Snow sequel to look forward to at some point.
That's all there for us. Well, hey, here's the deal. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you're on the mend, and you're going to start getting out and about a little bit more, and you'll be back here in the office before we know it. But you just got to keep it slow. Ain't no reason to rush nothing. I told you that.
No, trust me. Like I've got an appearance I'm gonna do for the radio station. Then over the weekend, there's a couple of charity events, and you know me, I'm not when I say I'm gonna be at a charity event, I'm gonna be there. So I'm gonna make appearances there with the King's hand, Susan St. John, the Stephen's hand. She's
bringing you a throne to sit in.
So, I need one. But hey, I'm getting better. And look, like you said, my goal is now that I've got my back and my leg fixed, man, I want to get, I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape. I want to live long so I can be on the radio forever and watch my kids grow up and hopefully, be raring to go with you the next time the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. And so I'm gonna use this as a life-changing experience and I'm gonna get healthy and put my new back to good use.
That's good. That's good. Well, hey man, like I said, we've all been thinking about you.
But
and
just
making sure.
But just don't make me carry Nate Bukaty anymore. Maybe my fucking back will hold up.
We shouldn't have
I've had that joke
with those heavy fucking boxes of gear in St. Joseph. You were rushing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have done it.
It was too much for me.
Nate's lighter than a box of gear.
Right. You guys have missed me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You said nice words there, and I spoke over you.
We missed you, and you'll get back here, though. It's been good. It's been good having you back on the radio this week, and it'll be good when you get back in studio, whenever that is. We'll get it figured out. It's fine. Whenever you can drive. When are you going to drive again? Have they said?
I don't know, but I did have a setback because it made my back hurt watching Von Miller wreck that fucking game against the Chiefs. I didn't like that. You asked me, I felt about 10% at the end of that game, but that's fine. I'm going to try to drive. It's just, turning and everything else, and they don't want me driving when I'm on this. I can't drive when I'm on these heavy painkillers and stuff.
Right.
And so, I've got Susan and Mr. Phil St. John and Richie to chauffeur me around. And so hopefully sometime next week I'll start. And I can't really turn very well, and I don't want to compromise myself behind the wheel. And let's be honest, everything I've ever done in my life has been moving towards people driving me someplace because I don't want to drive anymore. I want to sit in the back seat, and I want fucking people to drive me around town to do my bidding. All right? That's what I want.
That's
so
what you want. That's the way Jason Whitlock taught you. Drive me somewhere.
That's right.
Well, you're going to be back here soon enough, and I'm not supposed to say the mic is off. You're supposed to say that. So you got to end
I'll
this
do
thing.
it. So thank you very much, Todd Leabo. Thank you to Ben Messner, and thank you to all of our sponsors. Until next week, the microphone is off.